Hello, I'm Peter Knight and I'd like to read to you from my book Glacier, Nature and Culture. This is from the preface right at the beginning of the book. There are many ways of looking at the world, and what we see depends on how we choose to look. The artist, the scientist, the politician, the engineer, we each have different points of view, and so we each see different things. There are many books about glaciers that focus on glacier dynamics, climate change, geomorphology, physics, hydrology and so on. At first glance, the physical sciences seem to have a virtual monopoly. This book does address some of that basic glacier science, including the history of the ice ages, ways in which glaciers create landscapes, and the role of glaciers in the big global system of climate change and sea level rise. But this isn't enough. Marcel Proust, in his novel In Search of Lost Time, wrote that the only true voyage of discovery consists not in exploring new places, but in seeing through new eyes. This book looks at glaciers through the eyes of explorers, politicians, artists, poets and storytellers, as well as scientists. We learn by seeing things in different contexts, and we see more when we look from different perspectives. Human life has developed in an unusual period of Earth's history, part of the 15% or so of geological time during which glaciers have existed. But it's less than 200 years since it was widely understood that glaciers come and go, that they were once more extensive than they are now, and that many of them are disappearing in response to human impact on the environment. This realisation was a paradigm shift, both in science and in our cultural relationship with nature. We can call it the glacial turn. We live not only in a physical ice age in which glaciers affect the landscape, but in a cultural ice age, in which our understanding of how glaciers fit into the planet's life affects our whole view of the world and our place within it. Increasingly, over the last 200 years, glaciers have affected culture, spirituality, and our view of ourselves. Those physical and cultural ice ages are reflected not only in our science, our environmental future, and our economics, but in our art and our adventures. For readers who know little or nothing about glaciers, this book provides a broad introduction, ranging from the science of how glaciers work to the way that glaciers are featured in art and in the human imagination. For people who already know something about glaciers, I hope the book will offer some new points of view.